Hi friends, welcome you all. Today in this lecture we are going to discuss about the syllabus of business economics, that is macroeconomics. In the previous year you have studied business economics from a micro angle, that is you have studied microeconomics. In this year we are going to discuss business economics from the macro angle or purely macroeconomics. So in the from 12th you are studying what is business economics and how the economic theories which are applied into the business and the blend of pure economics and business practices, we called it business economics. So in this lecture main motive is to introduce you what we have to do in the whole semester. This is the overall introduction of the syllabus, that is our paper name is business economics, which is uh, applicable to the it is for the classes of BM and IT part second for semester third, and name of the paper is business economics paper third. We also called it macroeconomics, and the code number of this paper is 19300, 19333 and 19353. This is the syllabus for academic year 2020-21 to 22-23. For 3 years, this syllabus is you have to study. Obviously, those who will come after you, they will also study till the 2020-23. Here I have mentioned some course outcomes. Course outcome means what is expected from you after studying this paper. So here first outcome is learner will understand the concepts and importance of macroeconomics. Learners means you students is expected to learn various concepts and importance of macroeconomics. Second expectation or objective of this syllabus is uh, learners will be able to apply the macroeconomic theories in business practices. Means uh, you will be able to apply macroeconomic theories into your business practices. For example, suppose if you are running some business, or you are running a particular business, then if government policy, taxation policy changes, you have to change your business structure, your financial things about your business according to the government policies. So macroeconomics policies, suppose inflation is going on there and government suddenly Reserve Bank of India increases interest rate, bank rate in the monetary policy, then you have to change according to that. You have to think about the monetary policy of RBI and the increased interest rate and bank rate, and according to that you have to apply for the finances from the bank, or whichever the way which you feel convenient, because now the interest rate increased and the finance from bank is somewhat costly before that. So this is the macroeconomic uh, theories application to the business practices. So third expectation or objective from you is the learner will become expert in macroeconomic policy analysis. Some practicals are there, and you will not become a very high expert, but at least you will understand the economic theories and its application in the business world, and you will get the insight into the different macroeconomic policies, at least you will understand what is going on, and on the basis of your learning in this paper. Because take the example of what we can say, the inflation or deflation. So due to this pandemic situation or coronavirus situation, the economy is in the slowdown. So in this situation, what policies government will construct, what policies Reserve Bank of India will construct and apply, you will get somewhat insights, or you will be able to analyze this policy with the help of your macroeconomic learning, macroeconomic theoretical understanding. So this is expected from you in this syllabus, and expected skills are here: critical thinking, what is going on in the economy on the basis of macroeconomic policy analysis, and analysis of interpersonal skills. So these things you have to get from this syllabus. Now move towards the actual syllabus. Unit number first, the name of unit number first is Introduction to Macroeconomics and National Income. Main you have learned in the 12th, and in the 12th that is the national income concepts, but here we have to go beyond that. In the 1.1 of this unit, we have to study meaning, nature and scope of business economics, then importance and limitations of business economics. Third is the meaning, concepts of national income and importance of national income data. Different concepts of national income we have to study, and importance of national income data, how it is useful and where it is useful, we have to study. And last one is different type of methods of measurement of national income, we have to study in the last content of this unit. Second unit is devoted to the value of money and some theories and measurement of value of money. In another term, we can say that value of money means value of money is depend on the price level. So how price level, or in another term we can say that the inflation. So how inflation changes, according to that value of money changes. If price level increases, then we can say that the inflation increases and value of money decreases. Value of money means the purchasing power of money, how many goods and services you can purchase with the with an unit of money. So here we have to study what is the value of money, concept of value of money, how it measures. Mainly we have to study a traditional classical quantity theory of money, Cambridge approach, to which are mainly to determine the value of money and price level, how it changes and which factors affect the price level. In the second content of this unit, we have to study actual inflation, the meaning of inflation, different types of inflation, causes of and effects, and how to control the inflation. Inflation means increase in the price level in the economy. In the Marathi we can say that the महागाई कशी वाढते, त्याचा अर्थ काय, महागाई म्हणजे नेमकं काय, त्याचे टाइप्स काय आहेत, प्रकार काय आहेत, त्याचे कारणं काय आहेत, त्याचे परिणाम कोणत्या कोणत्या सेक्टरवरती कसे होतात, त्यानंतर त्याच्यावरती उपाययोजना काय करता येतील, हे आपल्याला दुसऱ्या कंटेंटमध्ये बघायचं आहे. In the third content of this unit, we have to study the concepts of deflation and stagflation. What is deflation and stagflation? Stagflation means generally with the increase in the price level or inflation, employment level is also increases. Means there is a boom in the economy, economic activity take place in the economy, and that's why employment generation happens in the economy. But in case of stagflation, both the things happens, which the price level increases and also unemployment level also increases. So this is the contradictory situation in the economy. We called it stagflation. In detail, we are going to discuss Phillips curve are there. Phillips curve is there, and what is the deflations we are going to study. And last one is the index number. The index number is the tool to measure changes in the economy. So here we are going to apply the index number to measure price level, inflation level. So how to what is the meaning of index number, what are the types, construction of simple and weighted index number, we are going to discuss in the last content of this chapter. Third unit is mainly devoted to theory of output, employment and income. JB says law of market. Here we are going to study. JB says that whatever production happens in the economy, whatever production is there in the economy, or every newly created good have the demand in the economy. So JB says law of market we are going to study, and how actually he is saying that every good produced in the economy have their own demand. How it is created we are going to study. Then in the introductory lectures we have discussed about the Keynesian theory, Keynesian thoughts, how macroeconomic evolved, what are the shortcomings or the drawbacks of classical economic theories, and due to that how 1929's Great Depression happened. After that Keynesian theories came. So how this theory implemented by Keynes and the Franklin Roosevelt in the USA in the Great Depression of 1929. So these Keynesian theories are the core of macroeconomics. So we have to study that important theories, theory of output, income and employment. Then in the third content of this third unit we have to study consumption function. On consumption, on the basis of consumption function analysis, Keynes actually formulated theories of income and employment. So consumption function is very important. The Keynesian theories are depend on that. So APC, average propensity to consume, MPC and factors influencing consumption function we are going to study. So consumption function means nothing but when income increases or the some factors increases, how consumption increases or decreases, that is consumption function. And consumption function changes the effective demand, and if the Keynesian theory is mainly based on effective demand. And second thing is if something consumption happens in the economy, how in a multiple amount demand increases. So it is explained in the multiplier and accelerator. So multiplier and accelerator we are going to study in the last content of this unit. And last unit is the economic growth and development. So final aim of macroeconomics is come to the end at the economic growth and development. And why economic growth and development? Because the final aim of the economics is the welfare of masses, and to increase the standard living of um, the economy as a whole. We can say uh, the standard living of whole world is the objective of macroeconomic, we can say. There are many objectives of macroeconomic theories, but at the final end we can say that the aim of growth and development theories or macroeconomics is to increase the standard living and welfare of masses or people in the economy or in the world. So 4.1 is devoted to concept what is the difference between economic development and growth. We generally use the development word for growth and growth word for development. So these are the two different concepts. How these are different we are going to study. Then recently evolved concept inclusive growth and sustainable development are very important. Through two concepts we are going to discuss. 4.2 is devoted to study the indicators of economic development. What things indicate the economic development? Why we called some countries are developed countries and some are developing countries? So what are the indicators of economic development we are going to study? And very interesting theory, that is Rostow's stages of economic growth, also we are going to study. And last one is the Levy's theory of development. These two theories are very interesting theories we are going to study. And last, you have to refer the reference books are there, so you can use the macroeconomics of H.L. Ahuja of S. Chen publication. Then you can use Shapiro's macroeconomics. Then you can use, that is Dornbusch and Fisher's. This is the somewhat difficult language they have used compared to your standard or your class. But Dornbusch Fisher is very good book to study macroeconomics. You can study the syllabus oriented books also, that is business economics macro of Phadke Prakash and Kolhapur. So these books you can use for your deep study, or you can concern with the teachers to extra reading, and we are also going to provide you notes for this syllabus. So if you have any questions, queries, please write in the comment box, subscribe channel, and so that you will get the updated videos. And you can write your name in the comment box so that I will get your presentee. Thank you. See you in the next lecture.